No son should ever have to say his mother was hunted by a homeowners association, handcuffed for standing her ground, all over a barbed wire fence they called a public danger. But when they came for Ellen, they didn't know she was a retired Marine colonel who'd faced worse than their clipboards and egos. The only thing that fell was their own arrogance, and I was there to watch it burn. It started on a dusty afternoon when Marissa, in heels that screamed city, marched onto our farm with 2 HOA enforcers and a guy named Derek, who strutted like the dirt owed him a salute. Derek, with his tactical vest and no real badge, glared at our new fence like it had spit in his coffee. Marissa didn't bother with greetings. "This violates 6 safety codes," she snapped, eyeing the wire like it had crashed her Pinterest board. "It's a hazard and must come down." Ellen didn't blink. She tilted her head and said, "You're on my land." Marissa fired back, waving updated boundary records. "This is HOA turf." Derek stepped up, puffed like a mall cop on a power trip. "Take it down or we escalate." I couldn't stay quiet. "That fence is up because your people trampled our fields and spooked the cattle. You want to talk safety? Explain a stampede to a goat." Derek didn't flinch. "Back off, kid." When I didn't, he shoved me hard. I hit the gravel, palm shredded, elbow cracking against a pipe. The world froze, dust, breath, my pride leaking out. Then Ellen moved. Not loud, not fast. She stepped between us, grabbed Derek's wrist with 2 fingers, and twisted him like he was paper. It wasn't a fight, it was a lesson. Marissa gasped like Ellen had torched her rulebook. "That's assault." Ellen didn't look at her. "He touched my son. I fixed it." Marissa whipped out her phone. "I'm calling the sheriff." Ellen just nodded. "Go ahead." 10 minutes later, a cruiser rolled up, no siren, just small-town protocol. Deputy Carter, who'd coached my baseball team, took statements. Marissa ranted about aggression and noncompliance. Derek nodded like a broken bobblehead. Then they cuffed her, not Derek, Ellen. "Protective custody," Carter mumbled, avoiding my eyes. Ellen handed me her gloves, the ones with extra stitching, and said, "Check the west fence." She walked to the car like it was a grocery run. Marissa smirked like she'd won a war. Neighbors peeked from porches, pretending they didn't see. That night, I sat in the barn, wrist iced, fury boiling. Our camera caught it all. Derek's shove, my fall, Ellen's precision. We uploaded it, no caption, just truth. By dawn, 20,000 views. Comments called Ellen a legend. Others named Marissa outright. The Silverwood Meadows HOA didn't have time to spin, but they didn't quit. A white envelope appeared taped to our gate like a taunt. Inside, 19 violations, backdated to before the fence, everything from unapproved fencing to disruptive lighting. Our solar panels were reflective hazards, our compost a biohazard. My Uncle Ben muttered, "These clowns ever touch soil?" Ellen read it slow, like scanning a minefield. "This isn't rules," she said. "It's a chokehold." She walked to the greenhouse, wrench in hand, tightening pipes like it was war prep. Then the water stopped, not all, just the irrigation for our crops. Wheat, tomatoes, carrots. Ben checked the valve and came back with a snapped connector. "They keyed in," he said. "Not the city HOA." That night, the house was too quiet. I heard the wind through the fence, our dog Tucker pacing, Ellen tweaking the greenhouse strip every hour. I sat on the porch past midnight, watching for headlights that never came. Ellen joined me, coffee in hand, hair tied back like she was back in uniform. "Ever get tired of fighting?" I asked. She stared at the fields. "No, but I'm tired of people shocked by who I am." Then she said, "They'll target the animals next." She was right. Another envelope cited livestock removal. Our coop was structurally unsafe, Tucker's bark aggressive. Ellen looked weary, not angry, and that scared me more. One night, I heard gravel crunch outside the coop, not animal steps, human. I grabbed a flashlight and Ben's shovel. Tucker growled low. Around a corner, a man in an HOA jacket, taser in hand, eyed the chickens like a thief. "Hey!" I shouted. He bolted. Taped to the coupe was a third envelope. Final warning. I showed Ellen. Her hand shook just once. It broke on a Tuesday, hot and still. At 9:20 a.m., a white truck crept up, 2 animal control officers with a catch pole and trank belt. Marissa followed in a black SUV, HOA seal gleaming, smiling like she was selling us a coffin. Under Municipal Order 1429C, we're removing livestock for safety violations, she read. Ellen stood by the coupe, silent, unreadable. Ben whispered, "This is it." I stepped up. "You've got no right." Marissa ignored me. "Chickens, and an unlicensed dog." Tucker stirred, not barking, just watching. An officer reached for the gate. Tucker stepped forward, calm, protective. The officer raised his taser. "Don't," I started. Pop Tucker yelped, twisted, and collapsed, legs twitching. I dropped beside him, heart stopped. "You're okay, buddy." His eyes flickered, breath shallow. Ellen didn't move, but her gaze was lethal. "You're done," she told Marissa, voice like a blade. Marissa faltered. "We warned you, no muzzle, no tags." Ellen stepped closer. "You shocked my family's dog on my land in front of my son." The officer backed off. Marissa didn't. "I'll charge you with obstruction." Ellen's reply, "Try it." They left, dust trailing. Inside, Tucker stirred on the couch, tail twitching. Ben laid a wet cloth on him. "Tougher than us," he said. I nodded, throat burning. Ellen sat with an old tin, staring at maps, tags, a folded paper with an address circled in red. "I thought they'd stay civil," she whispered. I was wrong. At 2:17 a.m., flashlights swept the field. 3 men, no uniforms, one with a crowbar, circling the barn. They vanished into the trees, a message, not an attack. Ben found a boot print in the clay, deliberate, like a signature. Ellen stared, then pulled a locked ammo tin from the pantry. Inside, mission tags, a uniform patch, a photo, Ellen and 3 others, one of them Marissa, then called Laura Steele. She was a contractor, Ellen said. I reported her for theft. She vanished before prosecution. Now she's back, using the HOA to wage war. Then Tessa, an HOA clerk, showed up, sweaty, clutching a folder. Laura's rigging violations, faking surveys, working with Summit Realty to seize farms, she said. Yours is marked acquired. Ellen took the folder. Do you have back-end access? Tessa nodded. Ellen handed her a list. Find parcel data on these addresses. If they tie to Summit or Laura, flag them, then get out. Tessa left, and I felt it hardening into purpose. A drone crashed in our orchard, snagged in netting, no tags. Ellen wasn't surprised. They're desperate. She filed a protective landholder motion, slowing the HOA. Neighbors read it online, whispers turning to murmurs. Laura hit back with a bulletin labeling us civil threats, but Tessa's files leaked proof of Laura's fraud. Derek slipped up, too, breaking a coupe pipe on camera. I uploaded it. Officer vandalizes, flees. It hit 5,000 views. Neighbors brought eggs, waved support. Then my phone buzzed. Tessa's house trashed with "You're not safe." Ellen grabbed the gun-safe keys. Smoke curled from the south field. Burning plastic. The greenhouse was ablaze, glass shattered. A gas canister rigged to blow. I ran barefoot, stepped on metal, click. A trap, barbs, and a coil ripped my leg. I flew, hit gravel, blood pooling. Ellen was there, belt, tourniquet tight, gauze fast. Not arterial, she said. Manageable. But her eyes said war. She pulled a black satchel. Uniform, flash drive, sidearm. Laura escalated, she said. Now I will. Ellen loaded the drive. Laura Steele's files, forged clearances, stolen supplies, redacted complaints. She sent them to journalists, fraud units, zoning boards. By morning, blogs burned with it. Laura arrived with a fake warrant. Ellen dismantled it. No stamp, no code. Deputies backed off. My phone pinged a headline. Laura Steele under federal review. Laura's mask cracked. Ellen handed her a printed folder. You don't own this story. Laura fled, silent. Deputies followed. A DOJ subpoena hit, my name on it. Witness for HOA. 1179K. Ellen nodded. They're scared. Tessa dropped a thumb drive. Bank wires, summit contracts, premeditated fraud. Ellen filed an inspector general complaint, triggered by my subpoena. We're inside their walls, she said. Laura's house emptied overnight. A note in her mailbox. Checkmate. News vans swarmed, twisting us into villains. Ellen handed them proof. Summit payments, forged minutes, 7 families' affidavits. The tide turned. Headlines screamed, Colonel exposes HOA fraud. In court, I faced Laura, diminished alone. I swore in. We didn't ask for this, I said. But we fought with facts, not traps. Laura broke people too tired to resist. Not us. The judge nodded. Verdict. Laura's credentials revoked. Silverwood Meadows HOA frozen. Our land safe. Ellen walked out unbowed. We didn't win, she said. We ended it. Home felt like home again. A letter arrived from Clara, 2 counties over. Your mom showed me I can fight, too. It ended. One person standing wakes the rest. Laura picked the wrong farm, the wrong family. And when you stop staying silent, you start something bigger than any fence. The battle over the fence ended with Laura Steele, Derek, and their allies convicted of fraud and racketeering. The Silverwood Meadows HOA dissolved, and Ellen's land secured forever. Laura's schemes collapsed under federal scrutiny, and the community rallied around Ellen and her son, proving that courage and evidence can dismantle tyranny and protect a family's home from greed-driven bullies.